Oh. All right, should be live here in just a second. Just waiting for this to load up. Well, you know. All right. Just check that the audio is good. All right. Just check that the audio is good. Yo, what's up? What's up, miserable Detroit fan? What up, Anonymous? How's it going, everybody? Ooh. Well, Harris and Mike Pence debate. It was a good debate. Oh yeah, it was fun. Yeah, that's what I was watching a little bit of that. It wasn't as fun as the presidential one, so I didn't really pay much attention. I'll be honest. There wasn't really any good snippy, shitty moments, so I was kind of like, who cares? I don't want to watch two nerds have a civilized debate. It's not what I'm paying. It's not what I care about. You know what I mean? It's just like, well, these are two nerds. I don't really care what they got to say. Like, you know, Pence is a nerd. You could tell he's a nerd. That motherfucker probably sleeps with his socks on and shit. Full ass pajamas with a stocking pajama cap. And then, you know, Kamala is like a lawyer. She's a complete nerd. That's just what nerds do. They study law. Trust me, I tried to go to law school. A lot of nerds. You should stream the. Yeah, I'm all right. They're losing. They'll probably lose the series. The Dodgers are a clearly better team. Padres have a questionable pitching still. Their pitching isn't quite good. Go figure, right? But they got a great offense, and that's something to build around. All right, well, today was a shitty day for football, wasn't it? Feels like we're in a similar position to where we were last Wednesday. Who do I think will win in that election? I don't care. America loses. That's what happens. I don't know. Who cares? It's all the same. It all feels like the same. Oh, wow. Tampa Bay leads the series 2-1. You got a 168 IQ. That's really high. Hell yeah. Can't wait for the second worst coach in the league to be gone. Who? Adam Gase? They got rid of Bill O'Brien. Yeah, it's all the same. The only one who's any different was Bernie Sanders. Literally the only one who's that much different, ironically, is Trump and Sanders. They're the two polar, that's two different directions the country can go into. Was Trump and Sanders. That's different. That's not, what's the term? Politics as usual. Those are the two guys. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Detroit fans think that, like, tell me something. What do you miss the most about Jim Caldwell? Going 4-25 against winning teams? Because you know his record was what, 34-26, right? Do you realize that means this motherfucker lost literally to any good team? He couldn't beat a good team. I forgot that's why we fired his ass, because he couldn't beat anybody good, including playoff teams. He was 0-2 in the playoffs. So why do we go back? That a winning football team? You mean a team that could beat shitty teams? I bet you I can name a more significant victory the Lions had during the Patricia era than ever in the Caldwell era. We beat the Patriots. We beat Tom Brady and the Patriots 31-13. Can you name a significant victory where we beat a winning team? Yeah, because he's fixing the Caldwell mess. He's fixing the Jim Caldwell team. I hate to be that guy. But did you hear him echo the sentiment that I've been saying for a year now? There's a lot of fucking work to do with that team, and there was. No, they're not the pandemic Pats. It's the pandemic Titans. It's the COVID Titans. The Titans are out there did you guys hear the Titans are literally actually practicing despite half the team having COVID? They were holding fucking practices last week. And now more guys are getting COVID. It's like, wow, what a shocker. Yeah, I don't know why they went after him for that statement. It's because people like to ignore the fact that Caldwell couldn't beat winning teams. That's why he was fired, right? When you go 4-25 against teams that finish 9-7 or better, that's not good. Like, any team will fire you for that, by the way. You can't just be shitty against good teams and think that's going to cut it in the NFL. Here's another reason. But yeah, that wasn't for any other reason. He got toasted by the media. Yeah, that happened, sure. But you know why? It's because he's a Patriot coach. He's from that dude has been criticized for everything he's done since he got to Detroit. Every little thing Patricia's done, he's been criticized exponentially for. You know why he's a Belichick? No, he's not a Belichick wannabe. Dude, he's been in the New England organization since 2003. He helped architect a fucking dynasty. He deserves the respect he's after because he was the assistant coach for that team. You know who was second in command of the Patriots? Do you know who it was? His name's Matt Patricia. Yeah, Slay's lazy. Sorry. He's not. Yeah, Philadelphia is doing really great this year. Oh. Yeah, I know. Gilmore tested positive and hit him with that COVID spray. It was great. Anonymous, I was very excited when I seen that picture and he tested positive. He's asymptomatic, so he probably didn't spread it. It's kind of like a situation with the Titans and Vikings. I'm going to bet the Chiefs, if they have any outbreak, it's because the backup quarterback to the Chiefs has COVID. Don't blame Mahomes getting COVID is not our fault. It's his backup quarterback getting COVID fault. Do not forget, Jordan Ta'amu has COVID too. The Chiefs also had a positive test that day. Everyone forgot about that. Jordan Ta'amu tested positive for COVID. A quarterback on the Chiefs. A quarterback who is in the same quarterback's room as Mahomes. It's not our fault if that motherfucker gets COVID. I'm of the belief Mahomes has COVID and he gave it to Gilmore. How do I know that's not the situation? Yeah, backup quarterbacks spend a lot of fucking time with the starters. They literally live in the same room together. So if your precious Mahomes comes down with COVID, don't blame us. Don't blame a corner that had 2 seconds of interaction with Mahomes yesterday. It's going to be his backup's fault that there's COVID in him. Trust me, if it's not our fault if he has COVID. It's literally the backup quarterback. Why do you think he's sleep? That's if he comes down with it or anybody on the Chiefs come down with it, it has nothing to do with our team. Cam didn't come to fucking there. And yeah, so what? Yeah, Gilmore got it. Whoops-a-daisy. That happens. It happens. We're going to see it a lot this year. This isn't the first. It's not going to be the last. I promise. This will not. This seems like it. Like I almost am of the belief that we're at some point going to see, and I'll address the Patricia thing in a second. Don't worry. Like I do. If they're going to do anything, they should do it probably this next week. We'll see how this all develops. But if we're going to see something, we'll probably see it pretty quick. And I could see the NFL delaying the season by about a month. That or they're going to have to add weeks to the end of the season because that's literally they're going to run out games. That's the one thing I was going to give you is like there's no excuse for our defense being as bad as it is. I will give you that. I will. Yeah, it's horseshit. The defense being bad is horseshit. That is unexcusable. Rob, this is Dexter type, you feel? What do you mean Dexter type? But no, with I do think the best option is probably to take about a month. Just pause everything for a month. It'll be fine. The NFL has literally till whenever it feels like finishing. What's up, Braden? So just give it a month, pause it. We'll just pick it back up in week 6 because I think they're going to try to play week 5. Resume week 6, play the next 10 weeks. Hard bubble the motherfucker out of it, by the way. That means 32 lockdowns. You put those motherfuckers in a hotel or some kind of team facility for the rest of the season. They just don't leave. And if they don't want to play, let them opt out. They can opt out. They can go home. Guys can opt back in if they think this is a lot safer of an option. Yeah, I love the show Dexter. I quite enjoyed that show. It was really good. That's one of my favorite shows. It was, especially when like you first seen it, it's like, wow, I can't believe there's a show like this. This is an interesting take on a serial killer situation. But no, you're not hearing what I'm talking about for a bubble. They're not necessarily a bubble in the way that you would understand the NBA or NHL or MLB playoff bubbles. The way I'm proposing a bubble system is every team imposes a lockdown. It's basically just a hard bubble or a soft bubble, I guess it would be a hard bubble. You quarantine the players into a facility, they can bring their families into it. It is what it is. They all just stay there. They can't leave. It's pretty much the same rules as the NBA or NHL bubble, but it's mainly just for the players so they are staying in one fucking place. So these idiots don't go out and get COVID and bring it to their fucking teammates like what happened with the Titans. And potentially the Patriots. We don't know. We can wake up tomorrow and half the Patriots are done. And then I'm like, you'll know because I won't make a video about that. I'm not going to hold my team out. I'm just going to make a video and go, well, it looks like the Steelers and looks like the Broncos and Patriots game is canceled for some weird reason. And I won't even say why. I'll be like, I don't know. I think the Broncos forfeited. And then I'll just end the video. I'll be dishonest as shit. I'll even title it Broncos forfeit, Patriots win the game automatically. You know, I'm not about to hold my own team out. You know, I almost didn't make the Gilmore video. I sat there for 20, 30 minutes going, do I make a Gilmore hoe video? I already hoed Cam Newton out, but that was huge news. Yeah, no, they won't forfeit the game, so they'll play the full season. But they'll do, I fully think there will be some kind of like a modified bubble system. Like it's not necessarily a full bubble, but it's basically every team does a modified bubble, and it keeps teams safe, protected, shielded, and they can travel to and from each other. I think that'll be good. What's up, sports fan? It's crazy that Cam got it because his family isn't even into it. Yeah, I know. It's at least his family isn't at any risk. I can't believe the NFL. I read that. I think the Titans COVID case will force people to put teams in hotels. Yeah, I think, Braden, I think you're right. They need to do that. They needed to have been doing that from the start. Like just hard bubble it out and just do 30, what I just described. That seems to be the easiest way to do it for the NFL due to roster sizes. It's like a simple like, so teams are too big, so you have to kind of figure a way to do it. And for the playoffs, do what the fucking MLB is doing. Just pick like 2 or 3 cities and put all the teams there, and then send the fucking 2 that win it all to fucking Tampa Bay. Please do not risk these guys for the playoffs. Do not fuck the playoffs up. I know the guys who go to the playoffs this year aren't going to be trying to fuck things up, but oh, you want to know why it spread again, Mike? I don't know if you heard, but did you hear that the Titans got busted holding a practice with all the positives breaking out in the Titans organization? You know what that team actually did? They went and decided to hold a team practice. Yep, they were practicing and shit. That's why there was more testing coming out today of positives, because they went and had a nice little team practice at a college together. That's literally just against all of the rules for this season. They can't do that. Yeah, no, they're in trouble. Yeah, they're genuinely going to lose like a first-round draft pick. They're talking maybe multiple first-round draft picks. Oh, no, yeah, people hate the Titans right now. People are not happy with the 10. There's draft picks, fines. They're talking about like suspending people. Oh, like, yeah, I think Vrabel might get in trouble. He might get fired. Like, they might kick Vrabel out. Like, there's all sorts of talk going on. But yeah, no, they know the Titans violated the rules big fucking time. And I'm waiting, Mike. You know we did some foul ass shit. Mike, we're about to lose our first round draft pick this year, aren't we? We're about to lose our first round draft pick this year. Because you know we're doing some fucking cheating ass bullshit. Son of a bitch, dude. And Vrabel's a chip off the old block, so you know what the fuck's going on in New England. They're going to show up there. There's going to be no protocols whatsoever. There's going to be a sign that says masks are for faggots. And everyone's just going to be like, the Patriots, man. What the fuck was that? Raiders have a case. Raiders have their first case. They do. Just if it's not the Patriots, it's not talked about. You know, the Chiefs had a positive the same day the Patriots did, and no one talked about it. People are already blaming that if the Chiefs have a COVID outbreak, it's the Patriots' fault. What about Jordan Ta'amu? That motherfucker literally has COVID. Oh, yeah, no, they reviewed it. Yeah, no, New England, by the way, was already cleared of any kind of – they said we were very good about the protocols. I know, Mike. I was being a dick. Like, they said we're following them beyond what's – we're actually – they said we take extra precautions than what they've already asked us to take. The Patriots are extremely ordinary. We're unreally compliant with all your stupid organizational rules. Because you know why? We knew the Patriots did. Oh, yeah, we know. We knew if anything happened, we'd lose our team. We'd probably have to sell the fucking team. Belichick gets murdered. We have to give up 4 or 5 Super Bowls. They kill Steve Belichick, too. I'm talking like actual deaths. They have to sacrifice them to whatever dark god Roger Goodell worships, because that would have just been – it just is what it is. That's just the punishments for the Patriots. They have to go retroactively chop Tom Brady's head off. It is what it is. They have to strip all wins from the Patriots and give all titles to the Bills. Steve Belichick is the defensive coordinator, Belichick's son. Want to see a funny video? No thanks. Okay. Share screen, audio. Okay, hold on. This is he's our safeties coach. Well, he's a defensive coordinator now.
I don't know. I haven't really thought about how it correlates. It's just trying to do my thing, and I think that's what's best. So that's what we're trying to do.
Steve,
well, I know who Steve is.
Do you have memory of your first football chore or one of your first?
Who's Steve Belichick?
Yeah,
this is Steve Belichick. Literally, it's Bill Belichick version 2.
Yeah, those are between me and him. Yeah.
What's the best way to?
We laugh about him now.
When did you first start watching film? Like you started.
I thought that's one of my favorite things. I'm like, oh my god, dude, he's literally his dad. Pats talk, never y'all would have to offer. Stephon Gilmore 2 first-round picks and Shaq Mason. We could probably snake Corey Davis off you for like a 4th-round draft pick, to be honest. Like a 4th rounder and like Yeah, you guys might be desperate for draft picks. We might be able to get like Corey Davis for like 3 draft picks. Like they're gonna take everything from you guys. Like y'all might get death penaltied. Like you're not gonna like get made. You're gonna get heavy fine. Let me, as someone who's been here with a team that gets in a lot of trouble, they're gonna hit you with draft picks. And you're not gonna think it's that big of a deal until it is. But yeah, I was gonna say we'll probably just take him in free agent. If he's really a free agent, we'll just sign him. Or he's gonna go to Detroit. I have a feeling he's gonna sign in with an NFC North team like Chicago, Detroit, Minnesota, or Green Bay. I don't think he likes playing in the South. I don't know why that is. I feel like he genuinely likes playing up north where he's from. That might just be me being biased or something, but I do think he might actually maybe come home. Unfortunately, maybe another, maybe an AFC North team, Cleveland, Chicago, like Cincinnati. He might be a fan. Like he might be a fan of NFC or AFC North teams. He is from like Michigan, I'm pretty sure. He might just be a Packers fan. You know what I mean, or a Bears fan. Want to go play for one of them, and they need receivers. Both of those teams do. Oh, yeah, Titans are going to be example made. We'll have fun with that. Oh, yeah, good point, Mike. The Titans are also in a very bad situation where they tried to make it us. Where they were going to make the example out of the Patriots like they like to do. That's why they came to New England the same fucking day that we had a positive. They were there that day. Within 4 hours, they were there. They haven't gone and looked at Kansas City or the Raiders yet. Well, the Raiders got investigated for the charity thing, not for specifically having a positive COVID test today. By the way, they still haven't investigated the Falcons. Why haven't they investigated the Falcons or the Chiefs yet? Are they going to? Tell me, are they going to investigate the Chiefs and the Falcons for their positive COVID tests like they did the Patriots? How come it's taking them so long? What's up, Jeremiah? How come the Patriots were investigated the same day that they had a positive COVID test, but it took the fucking Vikings 14 positive tests? The Chiefs and Falcons still haven't been investigated. We were investigated on 1. Please tell me the league doesn't try to get the Patriots at any move that it can get. Can you convince me otherwise? It's been going good, man. How's your day, Jeremiah? Been chilling. Just kind of like talking about like just random news stuff. It's mainly just the COVID news tonight. You can't, because they haven't investigated either any teams except the Patriots and Titans. And the Titans is because they had to. The Patriots, if the Titans didn't have all this going on, there'd be one team that would have been investigated so far for COVID. The Patriots. Because you want to know why? They wanted to come through, see that we weren't following protocols, and kill us. I'm talking gut this motherfucking football team. They were going to do some damage to us, but then they came in and seen we didn't violate anything. We were actually well beyond the protocols that they suggested. We're doing our own shit because they're in Massachusetts. They have MIT. They have smart people helping with that kind of stuff. They have Harvard, MIT, Boston, Boston College, really good schools. No, the Patriots are my favorite team of all time, as you can tell. Oh shit, my foot, my shit. What's up, sports expert? Core. But so yeah, we were abundantly good, but I'm still waiting to see them investigate the Falcons from 2 weeks ago or the Chiefs. If Mahomes gets COVID, the league will shut down for Mahomes, 100% for that. If Mahomes comes back positive at any point, which he very well could, because Jordan Ta'amu also tested positive, the guy in his quarterback room. Yeah, they'll shut it down. Oh, yeah. No, oh, yeah. They'll look at everybody else and go, none of you matter. The NFL will basically be making it loud and clear. None of you matter except Patrick Mahomes. Go fuck all of yourselves. And if I'm one of the players in the league, I might sue the NFL at that point. Big, why are we shutting down because he got it? And then they'd run some bullshit excuse like, oh, no, it's just, we're hitting too many people at this point. Was that your number? Was like Was your number 40? 41 specifically? That's a little strange. Can we see the documents proving that that was your intended shutdown number? If you don't have one, maybe we don't shut the season down. But no, they need to pause for a month and put the guys into. That's just the way I look at it. It might be a good idea. It might just shut everybody off. It might just shut the fucking people up. Put everybody in this weird little hotel situation. It would suck for the players, but like they could opt out. I mean, they'll have to reopen the opt-out period if they're going to do that, which is why they need a month to kind of blah, and then a month to kind of get everybody healthy again. Then we're good. It might not even be a month. It might literally be 3 weeks that they would need to shut down, just so everybody gets healthy, and then everybody's quarantined for 2 weeks, so everybody's good. Everybody's all good. Just start playing football. It's literally just, all right, start playing football again. And during that 2 weeks, you can practice with your team, by the way. You're all together anyway. Who gives a shit? You can practice, watch film together. Who cares? You're quarantining together. You're quarantined with those 55 people. Yeah, no, but Mahomes is the new golden boy of the league. He's going to be protected at every cost, and it's going to be quite annoying. Good luck. You guys remember, I think it was last year before Sports Expert we knew you. I made the comment, just wait till Mahomes is the new Brady and everybody hates his fucking guts. And you know what everybody said to me? You know what everybody said to me about one day everybody was going to hate Patrick Mahomes except Chiefs fans? No, we just don't like Tom because he gets everything that goes his way. No, we don't like the Patriots because everything goes their way and the refs make a lot of calls for them. None as abhorrent ever as what the Chiefs just got for them, by the way. You can't find me something as abhorrent as that fucking strip sack on Mahomes or the interception on Mahomes that they just took away. Yeah, I get the Brady being hit thing. That pick wasn't going to count anyway, right? Even if they never called roughing the passer, right? You do know there was defensive pass interference like 25 yards down the field, right? I just hope all of you know that, right? Like, by the way, you do know on that same play where the guy, if that wasn't called, you know that there was a flag thrown for holding on defensive pass interference. That would have been a 30-yard penalty almost. You really want to reach and say that that bullshit calls happen? Yeah, but on that same play, people like to ignore. Okay, fine, don't call that. Call the actual other penalty. Call the defensive pass interference. That was 30 yards down the field. That would have been a bigger penalty for us. Would have been a lot better, but guess what? There was I think Kansas City actually committed 4 penalties on that play. I think we committed one that offset. It was that was not a clean play by either side. But the Chiefs fucked up on 3 different angles. They roughed Brady, according to the league, and they committed defensive pass interference like that. That's why I never understood why Chiefs fans go, "Oh, you guys you were saved by a fake roughing the passer call." Yeah, you also committed DPI that would have put us further down the field. But everything after the roughing the passer that's how it works. Everything after that roughing is nullified. There's no play after roughing the passer. Whatever happens, it just doesn't. And we didn't throw the ball that way. If you didn't maybe rough our quarterback, we would have thrown that down that way, and it would have just been DPI. So you can pretend like the Patriots get back. Deflategate, sure, or not. What was it called? The tuck rule, sure. That was a bad call for the Patriots. That's one. There were 4 in the last 3 times. The last 2 times we played the Chiefs. I will show you why that was not a bullshit call. Where's the penalty? Hold on, I have to find the play. Yeah, you guys will be able to get to Wentz with that line. I feel bad for Carson. What's up, Talking Sports with Landon? What's up, man? What was the call again? If I wasn't the call on like a fumble by Dion Lewis? If I remember right, the controversial call was the fumble by Dion Lewis late, right? That was where everybody freaked the fuck out about was that fumble, and then he ran for like a huge first down. So that's 2. 2 in 20 years of a dynasty is nowhere near that. I could point to several calls the Chiefs have gotten. I can point to 2 in Patriots games, 3. Now, let's go back to 2019. The Patriots were being hosted by the Kansas City Chiefs. He's out there fucking fooling and shit. Just ball. And I'm going to go back to the Wentz situation because I believe Carson Wentz is the most unfairly treated quarterback in the NFL right now, by the way. When I tell you why, you're going to be like, yeah, I don't even know how he's playing quarterback. That doesn't seem almost possible. How are that many guys hurt? Just wait. All right. In 2019, there was a receiver, a rookie. He was fresh off a foot injury. His name is N'Keal Harry. Tom Brady throws him a beautiful pass on the sidelines near the goal line. For some reason, though, clearly he didn't step out. The refs decided to rule him out of bounds for no particular reason. Though clear replay showed he wasn't out of bounds. Most referees are supposed to call a touchdown on those plays and let the review overturn it if it wasn't one. But for some reason, that wasn't how the refs played that one. Okay, whatever. It's clearly a touchdown. Whatever, the Patriots would have won that game. That's totally fine. Giant Patriots fan landed. And then we can fast forward to the most recent one. We strip sacked him. That was for some reason whistled dead. Even though you're supposed to, you know how the referees are actually taught how to run those plays. You're supposed to rip down. You're supposed to let those plays go, and the replay will overturn them. You're supposed to let them play out. Generally, just let that play out, and the replay will overturn it. But it wouldn't have. He would have been, that would have been a touchdown for the Pats. So also in that game, Patrick Mahomes was running out of bounds and he gets tackled out of bounds, right? He gets pushed out of bounds. He's a legal ball carrier. He's not a quarterback. When he crosses the line of scrimmage and runs forward, he is no longer given the protection of a quarterback unless he slides forward. He starts to go out of bounds. Dwayne Wise grabs him and starts to set him down, and then okay, we're out. And then gently sets this motherfucker out. I'm talking, go watch this hit out of bounds on Mahomes. He hits him and basically sats him on the ground, reads him a bedtime story, tucks him in, gives him some milk and cookies, goes into the other bedroom that Mahomes' girlfriend's sleeping in, tucks her in, reads her bedtime story, gives her some milk and cookies, and then comes back and lifts Mahomes up off the ground and says, "I'm sorry." And that fucking got flagged. Patriots play the Broncos. He was respectful. Like he tucked him in for nighttime, ran him a story, gave him nice warm cookies, like good warm milk. He ate it up, especially for them. And that was a penalty to make sure a guy goes out of bounds. Since when is it a penalty to make sure a player goes out of, like, to hit a guy in bounds? And number one, it wasn't even really a fucking hit. Oh no, he drew that hit. Yeah, it was a bullshit move by Mahomes. I don't like Patrick Mahomes. They're protecting him. No, he was not out when the contact was made. His ass was inbounds. 100% he was inbounds. There is no reason that play should have been flagged. Any other fucking quarterback in the league, minus Tom Brady, that play is not flagged. Yeah, Mahomes was drawing for that flag. He was doing that on purpose because he realizes I get that play flagged. I can get free yards on third down if I do that. And guess when he did that a lot on? Third down because he couldn't throw against the Patriots zone defense. And we might have exposed Patrick Mahomes. It's called rush 3, drop 7 into coverage. Drop 7, drop 8. Only rush 3, rush 4. And guess what? Mahomes could not figure that shit out all day. You know what the Colts did and what the Lions did to him? A cover 7, cover 8 zone, and you drop 3 and you rush 3 or rush 4. The Lions showed everybody what to do. Remember when the Lions kind of fucked with the Chiefs and nobody knew what was going on? You know what Belichick, you know what Patricia did? He called up his buddy Bill and went, "Oh yeah, dude, just blitz 3 and then drop into cover 7 or cover 8. Just play a zone against them." And that's exactly what they did, and they fucked him up. That's what the Colts have done. The Chargers do it. The Chargers literally run 8 defensive backs against Mahomes. Have you ever watched the way the Chargers play them? They literally put 8 defensive backs on the field, and they put 3 linemen. It's usually Ingram, Bosa, and somebody else is playing line. That's what they do. That's how they play the Chiefs. You want to know how they beat them? Every single time. They almost beat them every time like that. Mahomes does have a weakness, and people are starting to look at it and notice it. And he does not have an answer for it. He cannot play the Chiefs or the Chargers very well. The Patriots do it now. I guarantee the Colts are going to do it to him again. And now teams are going to start to kind of pay attention to that he seems to have this weird problem with 8 defensive. So what? Play 8 defensive backs. Fuck them up. That's how you have to beat them. So, and those three linemen need to control the run. Like the Patriots controlled the run, and that really shut that fucking team down. They scored 2 offensive touchdowns. Has Mahomes ever only generated 14 points of offense? Ever? Like even once? They only got 14 points. Well, I guess you could say 20 or 19, sorry, because they had 2 field goals. Mahomes can't play against zone defenses. I'm sorry, but it's actually his name is Wilson, first name Russell. His name Russell Wilson's the best quarterback in this league. Russell Wilson threw 5 touchdowns on a defense Mahomes couldn't crack at all. I'm sorry, but how can you compare that? Go look at Mahomes' number against the Patriots this year. Go look at Russell Wilson's 21 of 28 for 285 yards, 5 touchdowns for Wilson. Mahomes' bum ass was like 19 of 30, like 230 yards and 2 touchdowns. Who's the better quarterback? You play the best secondary in the NFL. Best secondary. Don't correct me because it is. Who played the best secondary in the NFL? But Russell Wilson did with way less weapons. Way less weapon. Russell Wilson has DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Yeah, I'm talking about playing the best secondary in the NFL, not the Ravens. The Ravens don't have the best secondary in the NFL. It's not. They're not even close to us. Please don't put us in the same category as the Ravens. Ravens' weak spot is their secondary. You know that, right? Like you do know that, right? They don't have any safeties anymore in Baltimore. They got rid of their safety, and they didn't have a replacement. You watch football, right? I guess you missed the Ravens game. They don't have any secondary. And I wasn't Marlon Humphrey hurt? Yeah, and as much as this hurts me to say, Rodgers right now is a better quarterback than Mahomes. I hate Aaron Rodgers. Like I genuinely do not like him. I'd rather have Aaron Rodgers right now than Mahomes. Mahomes has all those weapons, and he's kind of struggling against like the Chargers, the Patriots. What's with that this year? What's with those 2 games? Russ doesn't have a defense. No, Marcus Peters is good. He just needs to be in a specific system that works for him. Yeah, Seattle's the biggest problem with Seattle. They play down, dude. Yeah, exactly, Braden. Seattle's come on, man. Number one, Seattle doesn't have a defense. Like they don't. You can shit on that team. They didn't have Jamal Adams last week, and that was very evident. They didn't. And they play down. But yeah, no, it's a certain schemes don't fit Marcus Peters right. Marcus Peters is good though. Marcus Peters just has moments where I don't know. He just has really shitty moments where he gets burned. Like it's just like, what are you doing, Marcus? And sometimes he just yeah, and Peters has like there's like a specific coverage where you like Peters gets beat on a very like specific type of play, and it's like I don't know, it's like he sells the fuck out for like he does something where he gets burned for it. Like, but it's like that same thing he does that results in him getting burned also is the reason he's a very, very good corner. Like very ball hawky. Yeah, he jumps routes. That's his biggest problem is that route jumping. He's really good at anticipating a route, but sometimes he thinks it's going to be like a comeback, so he dives in, and it's just a hitch and a go, like that, and it's designed to look like you're going to be a comeback, and it's just hitch and go, and it's fucking dude. Those kill him. You can genuinely see it, like he's getting a little bit because he thinks he's jumping a comeback, you know. And if that's what you're doing, he reads it beautifully. But if they hitch and they just run forward, he gets burned on those like very consistently. Yeah, double routes fuck him up. Like what I just described, that will fuck him up every single time. He's gotten better with that, but like if it's just a straight up streak though, you're not going to beat him. He's going to pick it off probably. No one even challenges him on that. Can you imagine actually throwing at Mark? I think Brady throws streaks at Peters because Brady has a set of testicles the size of the grand. Like Brady's a friggin' psychopath. What's up, Kevin? Brady still thinks he's gonna like win those twin routes in Tampa Bay. What a twin route, or I think it's called a twin route. That's what we call it. It's where the receiver has basically you do this. You go this way or you go this way. Tom, for some reason, thinks that he will eventually. This is the worst throw in New England for him too. It's you throw a low ball to you outside the numbers, low ball to the corner. Yeah, system quarterback. How'd that work out? How's that working out for the Patriots so far? We're 2-2 without Brady. Real system-y. Wait a minute. I was told that any quarterback could come in and have the same success as Brady. The fuck happened against the Chiefs? Where's that system talk against the Chiefs? Oh, by the way. Oh, okay. So for a system, so a system, right? You're saying it's a system. Tom and Cam run the same offense? In a system, usually you don't fundamentally change the philosophy of your offense. So you're saying that Tom Brady and Cam Newton run the same offense in New England? That's how a system quarterback works. You can't just change the fundamental offense, philosophy of your offense from a backup quarterback system, to a pocket passing system, to a run to an RPO system, and suddenly say that that's still the same system. That's not how that works. That's two different systems. And I'm about to shatter that whole Brady can't throw. Oh, what's this? Tom Brady, number one in big-time throws this season, says Pro Football Focus. The 43-year-old Brady has completed 13 deep passes this season, or more than half of his output last year. From the looks of it, veteran quarterback Tom Brady has finally found the groove of the Bucs after a disastrous week 1. Hold on, let me see. In that game, Brady recorded 3 NFL records, including the all-time high in regular season wins, the 222nd of his career. He became the oldest quarterback to throw 5 touchdowns in a game, surpassing Warren Moon. Despite his age, Brady has shown tremendous arm strength. He said that in an article by PFF's Tony Thresh, he said that Brady is number 1 in the NFL in terms of big-time throws with 16. He's completed 13 of those throws. Oh. Brady has amassed 14 big-time throws with no turnover-worthy plays on... What is this? Oh, hold on. Brady has amassed 14 big-time throws with no turnover-worthy plays on his passes thrown 20 or more yards downfield. What do you mean check down Tommy? That just says he leads the NFL in big throws. That's incorrect. Everything you just said was disproved by this right here. Everything you've ever said. The correct term is check down Breeze. Breeze is the check down machine. Go look it up. Go look out. Yeah, I watched Tom for the same amount of time. You don't know what you're talking about. 20 yards is a check down? No, that's called a deep throw, buddy. That's called deep balls by everybody except you. I forget Tom averages 10 yards per attempt on his throws for his career, and he's a check down artist. That's adorable. You know, Drew Brees is like 7 yards, right? I mean, I've looked it up on these streams before, so I'm not going to, but you should do some research. You know, Drew Brees is the leader in like short check down passes, right? Or in balls thrown at 20 yards or less, or under 15 yards. Do you know they keep track of that statistic, right? You know, they keep track of that statistic. You know they keep those statistics. You can find them. Oh, Jason, you're not. You're just making things up now. You're just making things up now. I have to find something. Hold on, fellas. What up, Sadwords? We're just hanging out. You want to see some crazy shit? Back in 2018, this guy compiled a list, right? This was at the start of the 2018 season. Now, oh wait, that's not what I was looking for. I apologize. Now, this is from Steve Palazzolo from Pro Football Focus, PFF Steve. This is from 2018. So this would include 2015, 16, and 17. These are the most passes thrown under 10 yards last 3 years, regular season. Number 1, Eli by quite a bit. Then Breeze, Cousins, Stafford, Roethlisberger, Carr, Flacco, Ryan. Wait, check down Matt Ryan. How come that's not the narrative for Matt Ryan? Or check down Big Ben Or check down Big Ben, i.e. check the ball down to Antonio Brown and just let him do all the work. Weird that Brady's actually like near the bottom of this list around guys you don't call check down artists like Matt Ryan or Phillip Rivers. You wouldn't call them check down artists. Or Stafford. Stafford's actually like the fourth worst about it. Stafford throws a fuckload of screen passes and slants, by the way. Trust me, I watch every Lions game, just about. You got anything to back that shit up? Yeah, Breeze is a slant machine. It's check down Drew. His name is Check Down Drew. That's the real name. What's up? What's up, Kenny? Oh, Tom's a check down artist. Yeah, he leads the NFL in big throws this year. That's not on Tom. That's literally the inability of Bill Belichick to understand offensive talent. Don't confuse Tom's lack of receivers. You know, the fact that he made Wes Welker and Julian Edelman into wide receivers. But hey, let's ignore that. Gronk. Oh, you have to say outside. It's Bill's fault for not putting fucking talent around the guy. Dude, name a receiver he's had that's worth the fuck. I'll wait. You want to know who the fuck Belichick drafts for him? Josh Dobson. You know how you said it's Bill over? Yeah, Bill's great on defense. You want to know one thing he does not understand? Drafting wide receivers. When you draft Josh Dobson and Malcolm Mitchell in like the first fucking round, and they're all out of the league by now because they suck. Yeah, exactly. We called him Josh Dropson in New England because all he did was drop the fucking football. We've been throwing deep balls to fucking Julian Edelman for fucking 15 and Wes Welker, and we've been still getting it done. Yeah, Tom has all these impressive numbers despite not having any receivers. You're not really helping your case claiming he's a system checkdown guy. He hasn't had a relevant wide receiver that isn't a slot receiver except Randy Moss, and yet he's like the all-time leader in passing. You don't have a real argument, dude. You're proving my point. Tom makes the system. Tom Brady is the system. There is no system but Tom Brady. He didn't need anything. The dude still put up some of the greatest numbers you've ever seen in NFL. Actually, he's the second most touchdown passes, second most yards. I'm sorry, what? No, they couldn't have. Hate to tell you. Matt Castle went 11-5, missed the playoffs. The year with the team that just went undefeated. No, he went 11. He missed the playoffs. Sorry, not good enough. Sorry, what's the point of an NFL season? To just win 10 games? Sorry, what's the point of the season? To win games or to make the playoffs? After they went undefeated, they missed the playoffs. So they lost any of the games they needed to win to make the playoffs, is what you're telling me. Your goal is to make the playoffs. It doesn't matter how many games you win. You got to win the ones that matter. Those 11 wins were meaningless because we lost the division. What does that mean? 11 wins. What does that mean? We didn't make the play. I don't care. There's no come on, dude. Make the playoffs or it's not a season. Maybe if you're a fan of a shitty team, 11 wins is a good thing. But if you're a fan of like a team that just went undefeated and was a play away from a Super Bowl, missing the playoffs isn't a good thing. Peyton Manning had a top defense 8 or 9 years and lost in the play. Hey, here's a fun thing. How come only one time in Peyton Manning's career when he had a top defense, he won a Super Bowl? Tell me that. How come everybody always brings up the bad defenses and stuff? But like the fact that like they... Hold on a second. Whenever Aaron Rodgers has had a top defense, they've lost early in the playoffs. Whenever Peyton Manning had a top defense, minus that last year in Denver when they drug his ass to a Super Bowl and won the game despite the motherfucker playing quarterback. Check all-time stats in what? Brady has better stats than Manning and everything. I don't think you want to do that. I don't think you want to play that game. Brady's got better stats than Manning and everything. You're a 14-13 quarterback record. Yeah, Brady owns Manning in every single statistic. Every single statistic, Brady's ahead of him. Brady's in second place in every statistic. Okay. I mean, I don't know why you're doing this to yourself. Okay. I don't know why we're doing this. But okay. Okay. You're going at the wrong guy, by the way. You just lost. You just lost all credibility. Hold on. Let's close this ad. Go away. I guess I can't see that because of the Google ads here. Stop seeing this ad. Seen this ad multiple times. Okay, go away. Well, that's fun. We'll just go to ESPN then. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Okay, we're that's what we're on. Yards. Drew Brees, number 1, 78,422. Number 3, Peyton Manning, 71,940. Wait, hold on a second. Between number 1 and 3, there is a second guy named Tom Brady, 75,693. That's more yards. Well, that's overall touchdowns. This one's kind of weird. Okay, that one's not going to... pass TDs. Don't want to hear it. Tom never had the offenses Peyton's had. If you gave Tom the offenses that Peyton Manning had, Reggie Harrison, Marvin Wayne, over his whole career, I can do that too, by the way. I can do that too. If you give Tom Brady the offenses that Peyton Manning had throughout his entire career, Tom would have thrown for probably 700-800 touchdowns and about 100,000 yards. I can play the same fucking game you guys can. Tom never had a good offense. If you gave him Peyton Manning's offenses, 2 Hall of Fame wide receivers, Dallas Clark, for his whole career, and then the Denver offense he had, we seen what happened the year Tom had one wide receiver named Randy Moss. He had one wide receiver that year, and he broke every single record known to man. Yeah, sure he did. Anyway, let's look at these. Okay, touchdown passes. Peyton has 539, third place. Second place, Tom Brady, 552. By the way, we're going to look at some fun statistics because there's a lot of numbers missing here. And if we really, do you want me to add in the playoff numbers? You want to add in playoff numbers? We can add in playoff numbers. Yeah, Brady played more because he took better care of his health and wasn't using steroids every year like Peyton Manning's giant-ass forehead. Who gives a shit about any of that? Sorry, Peyton Manning didn't take care of himself and his career got cut short. Whose fault is that? Peyton Manning's. Learn how to take a better hit. Individual season all-time TDs. Yeah, that's the one thing he's got. You know who was the first one to throw 50 TDs, though? Tom Brady with one wide receiver, basically. It was just Randy Moss and him. And like Wes Welker, and that was the team. Those two. Peyton Manning needed 5 fucking all-pro wide receivers to do that. Why didn't he do that when he had Marvin Harrison or Reggie Wayne? Yeah, he beat the Bears and Rex Grossman. Yeah, real impressive Super Bowl. How come you couldn't beat the Saints or the Seahawks? How come when you played a real team in the Super Bowl, you fucking lost big as shit to Drew Brees? No, Michael Strahan owns Tom Brady. Stop that. What are you doing? Why are you being dishonest? That was the defensive. That was any Giants fan, any credible Giants fan will not say that the reason it was Eli Manning. No, it had nothing to do with Eli Manning. He just happened to be the quarterback. The reason they won those games was Michael Strahan and OCU Minora and that defensive line. That's why they won. It was Michael Strahan. The gap tooth, that was why they won. That's who won them Super Bowls. Don't pretend it wasn't Michael Strahan. Who's your favorite team, Jason? Yeah, we lost to one of the best teams in football in the Eagles that year that were able to win a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback. And we lost to Michael Strahan, one of the greatest defensive tackles in the NFL's history. Okay, that's fine. What's your team? Tell me your team. The Broncos. Oh. Well. Oh. Well, that kind of sucks. I can't really even make fun of you guys because I feel bad for you guys. Well, get well soon. I can't, you know what makes me mad about you guys this year? I can't even enjoy playing you because you don't have Von Miller. I look forward to playing Denver every year for the Von Miller matchup versus Bill Belichick. I genuinely enjoy that matchup. Now we're going to fucking have to murder you guys. You really think that Brett Ripien is going to do anything against our secondary? He struggled against the Jets secondary. You struggled against the Jets secondary and the secondary that just shut Mahomes down to 2 touchdowns. You really think you guys are about to come in and do something to us? You do realize we probably don't even. We're gonna run Stidham, and I know that's not much better. We're just gonna run it on you guys, right? We're gonna run for like 180 plus yards on you guys. Can you guys stop the run? Let's look that up. Because all my fantasy running backs that play for the Patriots are bright green. That usually means you guys have some trouble with something called the run. Where are they? They're usually right there. There they are. What are we looking for? Where is the defense? 10 opponents. Oh, you're allowing 109 yards a game, 436 yards, 4.2 K. Oh, yeah, you guys are getting fleeced. Dog, Isaiah Smith picked him twice. We don't even need Gilmore. Dog, why'd you say wait till Sunday then? What are you going to show us on Sunday? How bad you can lose? We don't even need Gilmore and Cam Newton to win that game. If it even gets played, by the way. I have a feeling we're a COVID factory now, so we're probably the Titans right now, but not as bad because we actually follow protocol. Unlike the Titans who are having practices despite being all the whole team's COVID positive, right? And they're out having practices, and now more people are testing positive for COVID for that team. We're not going to be doing that in New England. So whatever initial outbreak that happens in New England is going to be it. And I think this might be it. I don't even know how fucking Gilmore got it because we're extra stringent on the COVID stuff. We've been investigated. We're good. It's not us that's going to be causing the NFL to lock down. It's the COVID Titans that are going to ruin the NFL this year. If it's any team we're angry at, remember, it's the Titans. I actually agree with you, Jason. This is a fuck season anyway. You went to school to practice. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of that. Like guys, like, well, we have online school, then we go to like gym, and then we practice. So I'm like, that rules. God damn it! How come? Like, I had a pandemic when I was in school, but it was just an epidemic. You know, our pandemic was swine flu when I was in school. They didn't shut anything down, dude. They didn't even put masks on anybody. We had that shit pretty well nipped in the bud for the most part. You know what I mean? We had it pretty well nipped. It was still pretty bad. It was kind of tragic. I had a friend who personally did suffer. And that kind of sucks. I'm still close with the guy. But it's just why didn't we get school shut down? Yeah, no, I figured, Jason, it's the same low tier effort. Like, I'll just always have the fight. I don't care. And I'll win every single time. Yeah, Tim. Yeah, like I'll win this debate. I win the Brady stuff every time. There's what are you gonna say? Like, he played so long. That's why I was like, yeah, that's a bad thing. He played long. Isn't that good that he's playing still and playing at a high level that he's doing right now? Yes. Mike. No, you know what's funny? Everybody's saying the Lakers title's not going to count. If LeBron wasn't winning the title, do you know there wouldn't be people talking about how it's an asterisk season? There would, if it was Kawhi Leonard versus Giannis in the finals, nobody would be saying that this was a rigged path to the finals. They had it too easy of a road. This is a flawed asterisk season. No, you know, it's a Mickey Mouse ring. It doesn't count. They wouldn't be saying that if it wasn't fucking LeBron James about to win another title. They wouldn't be. If it was Giannis versus Kawhi, that wouldn't be happening. If it was Giannis versus Kawhi, they wouldn't be saying it was rigged. Every year LeBron James wins the title, the NBA is rigged. That's not how it works. That's not just because LeBron wins the title doesn't mean the NBA is rigged. Sorry. He's literally the best player in the NBA right now. Maybe Kevin Durant's a little better because he's younger. Like, what's so hard to grasp that the guy wins titles sometimes? And I'm sorry, if the NBA was actually rigged, this motherfucking dude would not be 3-6 in the finals. Why would they do that? He's literally unreally marketable. Like, why would he not be undefeated or like 7-2 in the finals? That his record in the finals for it to be rigged makes this much sense. People were acting like the Lakers weren't clearly the best team in the West at that. Like, I don't understand what's rigged about this. Is it because it's LeBron James winning a title? Would you be saying that if it was Giannis versus Kawhi that the finals are rigged this year? Is it just because it's the LeBron and the Lakers? Well, that's not how it works. I'm sorry. Somebody would have spilled the beans. There are several angry motherfuckers like Kyrie Irving who would have been like, you know, the NBA is rigged, right? You know, he's fucking crazy. Like, that's not how it works. Like, that's why I don't believe professional sports are rigged or faked, because, you know, in wrestling, they've always had that. I looked up the history of wrestling. I've watched stuff about it. You know, they've been dealing with motherfuckers trying to expose the business as being fake since like the beginning of professional wrestling. And then in the 90s, they just decided to say fucking expose themselves in a fake documentary about exposing the business. That it gets out because people get angry and leak the fact that the game is fake. Like, there are so many dudes who have left the NFL that fucking hate the NFL. They would have exposed it as fake. I'm sorry, they would have. There are dudes that hate the NBA that would have exposed it as fake. I'm sorry, they would have. Like, you have to consider, if the leagues are going to be faked, eventually some motherfucker who never got any money or glory out of it is going to come out and expose the league to get some money and glory out of it. It's just human. Like, if I wasn't able to get into the league and I knew it was faked, I'd burn that motherfucker to the ground. I'd be like, yeah, that's fake. Here's my contract. Here's my script. Here's the script for the coming season. You know what I mean? Like I don't understand. I don't think people realize like the amount of people involved that would have to be keeping that a secret, and that's not possible. Nobody can keep secrets like that. Especially when you know how much money you could make right now if you exposed the professional sports industry in North America as 100% fraudulent. It's like the WWE. You know how famous you'd be? You'd win like journalist prizes for the rest of your life. They'd let you be like a professor of journalism at whatever college you wanted to, making 6 figures a year, giving guest lectures and shit. You'd just be you'd be like, they would fucking think of you as an icon in journalism for the rest of your life from just that alone. You'd just be like, hey, look what I exposed. And you're meaning to tell me nobody's done that. Yeah, I just don't buy it. When like random dudes who got cut from the WWE would expose it, and then they just bury the story, call them crazy, say they were on drugs. It's just like, or a good one. The NBA's rigged. How come that fucking crackhead that Mark Cuban just picked up at a gas station, Delonte West, hasn't exposed the league as fake yet? He thinks the league fucked him over. Why didn't he expose the NBA as rigged sometimes? Are there sketchy moments? Yeah, the fucking draft. You can rig a draft, but that doesn't mean the game itself is rigged or the outcome of the season is going to be rigged. You can rig a draft. Who the fuck cares? It just means somebody else gets a particular guy that they want to send somewhere. That doesn't mean the game itself is rigged. Can you manipulate free agency? Sure. That doesn't mean the game is rigged. You can manipulate where people go. You can stop trades. Is that really manipulating things or scripting it or faking it? No. It's just being shitty. What up, Patriots Nation? What's up, Sports Talk? Kyrie a flat earther, so no one. Yeah, no, I think he fucked up. It's like, how do you get in a Duke? Like, and he's not even like a dumb guy who only was good for basketball. Like didn't he graduate from Duke? Like, didn't he like try to like not rigging games, shaving points? There's like a fundamental difference between what he was doing and rigging games. What this guy was doing was calling fouls and sending guys to the free throw line, not sending guys to the free throw line in order for a specific game spread to be hit in a point, like a specific score to happen, so a point spread could be hit. I don't think he actually ever manipulated outcomes of games. I think he just manipulated score totals. Like, say somebody was supposed to win by plus like 5. Like, say the line was like plus 11 for one team. He would make sure that plus 11 didn't hit, depending on how the mob or mafia hit. Yeah, he was caught point betting. That's not really. Yeah, that's fucked up. But like, I don't think he really ever determined who won the games. It was point spread betting that he got in trouble for, and that's called shaving points. Is that wrong? Yeah, but does that point to an institutional problem? It's a bit of a stretch. Basketball is the sketchiest sport. I will say basketball, very, very sketchy. Very, very sketchy stuff goes on with basketball. Football, I just no. And baseball, no. You can't rig baseball, by the way. The fact that the Rays are about to beat the Yankees, no. With how unpopular the Astros are, no, they would not be in the playoffs this year. They would have lost a lot of games. That's what the baseball world, besides the Astros, wanted to see. Like, besides Astros fans, everyone else wanted to see them lose a lot of games. Yet they're probably going to go to the ALCS and play the Rays. Why the fuck are the Rays going to beat the Yankees? What kind of sport does that happen? Oh, wait, baseball, because it doesn't matter. It's the only sport where it's like, yeah, that's not rigged. Why? You can sometimes small market teams win the World Series, and that doesn't happen with some bigger sports where you're like, how come we never see like the Pelicans win the fucking NBA title? Why don't we see the Kings ever win the title or the Suns? Like a shit team that doesn't have a bunch, you know what I mean? Isn't one of like the 5 franchises that always fucking win. It's always like the same 5 teams, same 5 big markets. Like football is, football just had a dynasty. It's hard to judge football. Like football is in a weird state because they literally just had a dynasty. What are you supposed to do with that? And a dynasty just happened, So the NFL, you can't really count that. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on. Simply because the dynasty just ended. You just had Tom Brady, you know what I mean? And he's now in, the Patriots just happened. We were at we just had our sports Michael Jordan moments. And I know it's not the same, even though they both did win 3 and then a little gap and then 3, whatever. Hey, don't ever compare Tom Brady to Michael Jordan, even though they pretty much won their titles in like the same way. Even though most fucking people compare them, even though people go, you can't compare basketball, football. Yeah, sure, but there are sports archetypes that are common throughout sports, and they're comparable completely, but sure, whatever. Yeah, Tom's not clutch at all. Yeah, clutch is clutch. Like, what is it different to be clutch in baseball, getting a timely hit, making a timely throw? What's different about that? Making a timely pitch, shooting a timely shot, timely assist, timely block. There's nothing to me different in something being clutch or not being clutch. And I think that is the one thing that there are certain universal things you can compare in sports. It's very hard to compare sports, people across sports, right? It's downright impossible to be like, this guy's the best overall athlete. Well, how can you tell? Like Deion Sanders existed. He's probably a better athlete than most people in the NBA ever were. We don't know. You know what I mean? Like, he's faster than most of them probably. So, you know what I mean? But it's like, would he have been a better how do you compare like Jordan to Deion? Like, how do you compare those two? Is Deion just a better athlete and Jordan was a little bit better at basketball? Like, it's like weird. What do you compare there? Compare clutchness, speed. Even though even speed is subjective because it's completely different games a lot of the time. It's like being fast in baseball isn't the same as being fast in football. You don't need the same kind of speed. And basketball, it's fucking weird. I don't know. It's like clutchness seems to be a very, very universal thing. And I think the two most clutch athletes in sports history are Brady and Jordan. Jordan, Brady, however you want to put it. I mean, who's more clutch than them two motherfucking guys? Brady has 4 game-winning Super Bowl drives in the Super Bowl. Like, if it was easy to put your kicker at the fucking 40 or 30 yard line, it would happen a lot more than it does. Tom's done that 4 times. That's literally the definite. Yeah, Ortiz. I'd put Ortiz up there. Yeah, that's a good one, Jason. I can't believe. I was trying to think of who for baseball might be like the most clutch baseball player, and I was thinking Ortiz. Yeah, it's probably David Ortiz, right? If you needed 2 different World Series runs where he did it, so. Yeah, it's hard to deny. Dude, he did to my Tigers. I can't. It is what it is. You know what I mean? If it needed to be hit out, he would do it. Mike Cameron was really a clutch hitter. Like, baseball is really weird with clutch hitting. By the way, you can have a guy who hits like 200 and only is a good clutch hitter. Like, only hits like walk-off hits and like big hits in like the 8th inning. The Tigers have had weird guys like that in their past. Craig Monroe of the Tigers was a like walk-off hit machine or like a big clutch hitting. Like, the dude would go 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts looking, just see 9 pitches and sit down. And then all of a sudden in like the 8th inning, he'd come up and whack a home run that would take the lead. It'd be like, where the fuck was that? And he'd go 1 for 4 in a lot of games, but it'd be like, well, when you have big hits in the fucking 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, you become quite a fan favorite, regardless of the shitty starts. Whatever, Craig. Clutch hitting machine. That's, and I think that Mike Cameron was really good for that. Like you said, Ortiz. Yeah, I think David is the most clutch baseball hitter. Let's look this up. Reggie Jackson. Never mind. Kirk Gibson. I'd go Reggie Jackson to put in that list. You aren't literally called Mr. October if you aren't a living clutch machine like Reggie Jackson was. I forgot Big Al Pujols though. And Mariano Rivera, dude. Literally closing is the definition of clutch. So you'd have to include Mariano Rivera in those discussions. Because I mean, just the notion of closing is clutch. You're literally in like 1-0 games for the most part, 2-0 game. You know, a 1-run lead, 2-run lead, 3-run lead. That's just like that's not shit in the 9th inning of a baseball game. Like that's forgot about closers. But yeah, I don't know if you can even include baseball into that universal rule of clutchness because baseball is fucking strange. I don't know. A lot of things to talk about. Gone on for an hour, 20 minutes. Mainly the news is the only real football news has been like COVID stuff. Been a slow week outside of COVID news. Let's see. I think something's happening in the baseball game. Oh, the Padres lost. Sons of bitches, 5-6. Damn. Bellinger robbed a home run. No, what the fuck? Damn. Fuck Cody Bellinger. Think the Bears win tomorrow? Be interesting. Yeah, I got Tampa winning tomorrow. I don't trust that Bears offense. It's fucking bad. Like, it's either the Colts have the most underrated defense in the NFL, which could be true. I think the Colts are a very, very strong defensive team. As I've been saying, 2 years ago, the Colts were a dark horse Super Bowl contender for a lot, not just playoff team, dark horse Super Bowl. Like, this team could probably fuck with the Patriots if Luck could get over fucking losing to the Patriots. They could fuck with the Patriots, this Colts team. And then Luck retired and they got fucked over. But like that defense is even better than 2 years ago. Like it's getting older, more mature. Darius Leonard is it's literally a monster, the freak, a monster, whatever you want to call him. That's what he is. That dude is a machine. I like him and Patrick Queen have linebacking in the NFL in very good shape. Dude, if Luck was still there, they'd be my Super Bowl favorites. Like they'd be since Brady's gone, yeah, they'd be winning the AFC. Bears needed 20 points to beat Indy and only scored 11. Yeah, you don't need a score. Dude, Indy is scary, dude. They have a very good defense. Like they could be like a 2000 Ravens type team. They're very well coached with Frank Reich. Like very well coached. And Phillip Rivers can game manage. Maybe. If he can learn to just be a game manager. I don't think that's in his blood, though. Yeah, Jacoby Brissett last year, I hope he gets his confidence back, and I hope his knee is starting to heal up better. What happened with Jacoby Brissett, and it's something I think is kind of untalked about, is it seems like I think he rushed back. I think he hurt his MCL a lot worse than what they let on. I think they rushed him back last year, and I don't know why they did that with an MCL sprain. Like, it might have been worse. I genuinely think he might have partially tore his like it was like a little bit worse than what it was. And because when he came back, if you watch tape before the way he stands and throws the football, he transfers his weight all wrong now. It used to be just this beautiful thing, like he's really good. And then and then he fucked his knee up. And then he comes back, and watch the way he plays after that knee injury. He's not transferring his weight right. He kind of doesn't throw off his legs correct. He's throwing weird. He's not throwing, building, putting pressure on back and then releasing it. Like, it's just not working, dude. He's fucked up from that knee injury. I think that fucked his entire system up. And I think it's because he rushed back from a tear. And like, you don't need surgery to repair a torn MCL for the most part. I tore my MCL like twice. You just sit out for a little while. It sucks and it's painful, but with rehab and shit, you can generally kind of just slow, because they're partial tears. You just kind of work it back in and it comes. It's not, simple, but it's not. I have no idea how he played in like 4 weeks. It's just like, there's no way it was a sprain. And he's like, oh, welcome back. And he's like, he goes from like perfect weight transfer to like fucking throwing off like his front foot when he throws it. Because I think he fucked his right MCL up. If I'm not mistaken, it was his right leg. And if it's his right leg, he might be fucked. His career might be over. Yeah, I know. It sucks. Bellinger robbed a homer. Yeah. If only we had a little better pitching. That's all right. Padres were a little bit of a stunner this year anyway, so we got plenty of years to be good. Tatis is on his rookie deal still. Wilson. We're on Team Wilson for MVP this year. Josh Allen can wait. Fucking fuck that guy. This is his first year being good. Russell Wilson's been one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL for many, many years, and we're not going to let Russell Wilson become the next Drew Brees. We're not going to let that happen. We gotta get Wilson this MVP. Josh Allen has two really good wide receivers in Brown and Diggs. I was going to say Rodgers could be a dark horse, but I think the voters are going to give it to Wilson this year. What did Favre say about Josh Allen? Let me get some more dick sucking. I wouldn't be surprised if honestly, Brett Favre probably loves Josh Allen, to be honest. I mean, Josh Allen plays kind of Favre-like, so. I'd imagine, yeah, it's probably some. I don't really. Oh, the next Brady comments? Yeah, that's stupid. It's like, you do realize he has to, like, Brady can't run, right? Like, Josh almost has the same amount of career rushing yards as Tom. I wasn't, what's funny, Braden? Do you remember this last year? Because you've been around. Remember when I was one of the few fucking people supporting Josh Allen last year? At this time. At this fucking time last year. You know what conversations I was having with people? I was telling people the Jets were terrible. And Josh Allen was going to be the future of the AFC East. That's the team that I wanted to take the Patriots over. That's go watch on my backup a year ago. I'm defending Josh Allen, by the way. Biggest Josh Allen defender right here was me last year. And then he sucked a bag of dicks all season. So I was like, fuck this guy. What the fuck is this? I got kind of mad. Personally, I got kind of personally angry because I was like, Josh is making me look bad. This motherfucker, dude. If I would have stood pat on Josh Allen and been like, no, I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna be right about Allen. This kid is gonna be fucking good. I would look like I called the long shot. And I can't take the credit because I said he was gonna win 4 games this year. So I had to go the other way and become a Josh Allen hater. But now I can go back to liking Josh Allen. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. That was the problem with me. My only problem ever with Josh Allen, if you ever go at accuracy. I said if he could fix the accuracy, good quarterback. Those two statements, Allen is Brady or Allen is trash. No, yeah, Allen's, if you're saying if it's Brady or trash, he's trash. That's a no, Mike, don't even give him that closer to. If you're going to compare him to Tom Brady or he's garbage, put him in a trash. Tie it up. Maybe it's a Glad Flex Seal. Maybe it's a Glad scented bag. I don't know, whatever kind of trash bags you use. You could use the cheap Dollar Tree ones. I don't judge people. That's probably a better idea. You know, you can get like 25 garbage bags for $1 if you got a Dollar Tree. One whole dollar, $1.06. A lot of garbage bags. You're throwing them in the garbage. Why do you need expensive garbage bags? They've never ripped on me. Allen isn't even closer to being trash. He's just trash in that analogy. Allen right now. Allen. Lamar seems to have regressed a little bit. But in the same breath, I trust the durability of Lamar more than I trust the durability of Josh Allen. Because Josh Allen, though bigger and visibly stronger looking, Josh Allen is retarded about the way he runs. Like, I don't know if anybody else notices this, but this dude is a fucking idiot when he runs the ball. He runs like this into people. I'm not kidding. Go watch him run. He's like Cam Newton. It's exactly like Cam Newton. So I'd probably go Lamar because I don't trust the durability of Allen. It's the same problem Cam Newton had. They think with their giant bodies they're indestructible, but they don't realize like that it catches up. Like, yeah, and he runs like this. He got fucked by the Patriots last year. Yeah, he runs like in a straight line with his head down. It's like it's crazy to do that in the NFL. And he got caught last year. Oh, watch. Who was it that hit him? Oh, here we go. Weird enough. Look at this. We're going to keep it muted because I think that'll help for this. But watch. I hate this. I hate 15 seconds on skippables. He also hasn't played anybody worth a fuck, though, so let's be careful there. I watch a lot of YouTube with why is this taking so long to... Is that 720? Yeah, that's 720. Watch this. Look at this. Straight down, lowers his head, and he gets killed, dude. That was a legal shoulder hit, by the way. Look at this. Watch this again. Boom. That was his shoulder, dude. He dropped his head. Yeah, Rams team most people had. Be honest with me. How many wins did you have the Rams before the season started? How good of a team do you really think the Rams are? Be honest with me. Be very honest with me. The Rams have beaten like the Cowboys, who are really bad. You did not, dude. Bullshit. You did not have the Rams. What did you have the 49ers finishing and the Seahawks and the Cardinals? Very curious here. Rams at 10-6. Wow, you had them like almost winning the division. That's crazy. I'm just curious. What do you have the 49ers and No, I'm asking. What do you have the 49ers and the Seahawks before injuries? This has to be preseason, by the way. This isn't, well, they have injuries. No, you didn't know that all those guys were going to get hurt on the Niners. You didn't know that the entire 49ers team was going to get hurt. What, you have the Rams better than the 49ers? That's stupid. Sorry, but it is. Like, they're still good with the JV team. They just, quarterback play is really bad. They need Jimmy G back. Oh, Seattle was the poop in the division. Okay, that's fair enough then. Fair enough. Okay. You know what? Fair enough. Okay. At least you can admit where you had the bad team. That's fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, thank you. A lot of people don't really bring that up. By the way, watch this play. There was no flag on this because watch this play. Right here. Josh Allen. Okay, here we can. Here he goes. Look at it. He puts his fucking head down. Look at where his head is. His head is down right here. I wish there was hold on. Look at this. Head down, shoulder, like you're supposed to. Boom. Josh Allen. Let's watch this in slow play. Look at this. He's running. And watch what he does with his head. Boom. He drops it. Yeah, me either on the Cardinals side. Good to not buy that shit. Look at where his head is. That's down. That's a shoulder. This dumb motherfucker lowered his head into a clear shoulder shot by a safety. By a safety, he did that. Dude, that's how he's not going to last long if he does that shit. Like, and it's nothing against Josh Allen, by the way. You will not last in the NFL running like that. That's a legal hit. You can hit anybody like that in the NFL. If some dumb motherfucker drops his head into your shoulder pad, the way they want you to hit people right here, he went boom. And this is why Allen's it's going to be a Cam Newton-like career, I fear, for him. Because look at this. Just stupidly regular. Drop the head. Boom. Why'd he drop his head? I get like, you say, well, he's getting tackled. Yeah, but what? Boom. He's dead. That's why you shouldn't run right up the middle and then drop your head. Because that's a legal play. You can't flag that play. Then I don't even think the flag was on the Patriots on that one, by the way. I think they had to pick the flag. Yeah, here we go. They slow it down. Look. Boom. All shoulder. Look at this idiot. Who runs like that, dude, in the NFL? Tell me. And how his head's down. Yeah, and by the way, that's on Allen for the reason that J.C. Jones's helmet hit his. Stupid running. You can't, dude. Yeah, I get it. He runs really well. I'm not even taking away from it. It's fun to watch him run the football. It's not a bad hit. What the fuck? He dropped his head. He literally went like this, and everyone's like, "Why did he get hit in the head?" Because he dropped his fucking head into it because he doesn't know how to run the football. He's number one. You should slide when you're getting tackled. You should slide it out, go down. Fuck them idiots. Yeah, that was when they didn't care about their football team, but they pretend like they exist. Yeah. Yo, what up, Chase? But yeah, Josh is. I've noticed this year he's not running. He's not running as reckless this year, or as dude, because that will end his career. Shit like that will end his, like it almost ended Cam Newton's career. Like Cam almost just, we see what happened. It catches up. He'll last about 6-7 years doing that and then break down like Cam did. Like Cam's in way better shape than what Josh Allen is. It almost seems like it. His playoff game versus Houston exposed. Well, I think that was more his we'll see with Josh. I think that's just young quarterback in the playoff syndrome. I genuinely don't go after young quarterbacks for failing in the playoffs. Most don't succeed young in the playoffs. Like, I don't understand why everyone shits on Lamar Jackson for having problems in the playoffs when it's like, yeah, most young quarterbacks do. What are you talking about? Like, a lot of them do. So why are we shitting on this guy? See how they're running the option in the... Yeah, no, 100%. That was it. You look at the way Lamar Jackson has said, I don't want to be a running quarterback anymore. He said I think he said by year 6 or 7, he's going to look more like Tom Brady or Peyton Manning in the pocket. He doesn't want to run. Lamar said he's phasing that out of his game. Like with Lamar, Lamar's faster and he knows running is he uses his running to Josh Allen runs because he doesn't have a play. He doesn't see the play. Whereas with Lamar, it's a design like it almost seems like Josh Allen doesn't get designed runs. You know what I mean? He just doesn't get designed runs. Like it just seems like the play breaks and he goes. Like whereas Lamar's designed runs, Lamar understands how to run with finesse because that's a part of his game. It's running. Josh Allen uses running to escape. He's a monster. He's a big dude. He knows he's fast. He doesn't really have that as like an etched in part of his game as just be able to run off tackle and fucking go this way and that way and do that. Whereas Lamar isn't, gigantic. He's 6'3". That's still very tall, but he's kind of thinner. Very fast. So finesse running. Whereas Josh runs like he's a tight end, dude. Yeah, the Ravens. Yeah, no, the Ravens have terrible wide receivers. Now, here's the fun part. I think this is going to be the final topic of tonight's stream. We're going to defend Carson Wentz. I was talking with DSF earlier. We were defending Carson Wentz together, and we were talking about how it's not really fair that everybody's saying he's a shitty quarterback all of a sudden. So I did some research. I was like, there's no way it's that bad for Carson Wentz. There's no way. It's, everyone's like, oh, it's injuries. It's, he's bad. I went and did some independent research. Very good independent research. I still think Carson's one of the better quarterbacks in the football. Genuinely, I do. It is very hard to be a good quarterback when I think every single one of your offensive linemen minus your fucking center is out. Both of his starting guards and both of his tackles and backups to the motherfuckers are out. Every one of them is out. And you're meaning to tell me Carson's not a good quarterback. Yes, Wentz is way better than Dak. Yeah, 100%. If you put Carson Wentz behind that offensive line, give Wentz that offensive line and those weapons, I'm fairly certain Wentz is going 13-3 and just winning, just not losing for a very long time. Yeah, he should be too. Yeah, he should be. That Wentz is immensely talented. I'm getting to the offensive linemen that are out, by the way. Let me check. Andre Dillard, Brandon Brooks, Isaac Malu, Jason Peters, and Lane Johnson. Those are all very good offensive linemen in the NFL, by the way. They're all multi-year starters. Niner line is trash. Yeah, you guys are. But see, Anonymous, for you guys are hurt. It's kind of the whole team got hurt because that shitty fucking MetLife Field Stadium. So you guys get a mulligan. I'd start CJ Beathard this week, though. If Jimmy can't go, Jimmy practiced today, by the way. Jimmy G's practicing again. So it's good to see that because clearly, I think this last week proved how good Jimmy G actually is for that football team, by the way. Yeah, Wentz is a difficult motherfucker to deal with. Yeah, the Cowboys staff, yeah. No, there's nothing wrong with the talent on the Cowboys. They have the worst coaching again. It's just like, how do you do that, Dallas? Every year is terrible, terrible coaching. But yeah, no. So I'm glad we're all kind of starting to come around. Yeah, he handled that D-line. I was stunned to watch. I was like, oh, yeah, this is Carson Wentz. Wait a minute. And then I was like, I went and watched the other games, and I'm like, dude, it's been Carson Wentz all year doing crazy good shit. This poor fucking guy. Yeah, last year and his rookie year. And the year he broke his back, do you know he had the same problem Matthew Stafford had? And Stafford was able to finish the season out, but then he re-injured his back and missed all of 2019. So with Wentz, they sat him in a broken 5-6 season. and decided, let's not risk him having a further back injury. Let's just shut the season down. He could have finished 2018. It's just they were 5-6. Heading into Wentz is above average. That's a dumb opinion. I'm sorry. He has, dude. The Eagles are like a cursed team. They won that Super Bowl. He got hurt, so he doesn't get a Super Bowl. And then his whole team has been hurt ever since. It's just the whole fucking team has been hurt since they won their Super Bowl. I don't know how to accurately describe Carson Wentz. Like, he somehow drug that shitty fucking Philly team into the playoffs last year. Like, he drug that Eagles team to the playoffs last year. It's kind of I do agree with you, Jason. I agree with you on that. I think they should have traded Carson. I 100% agree with you. Nick Foles was the quarterback of that team. They probably should have sent Carson somewhere else. I get it long term. It's a better move by management to not make that decision and go with Carson. Take the CJ Beathard almost brought the 49ers back. Yeah, that was crazy. But it was kind of weird that Beathard was like throwing right in the middle of the field. It's like, CJ, gotta use the sidelines, bro. You don't have any timeouts. What are you doing? Yeah, no, I agree with that, Jason. I agree with that. I think they probably should have traded Wentz. But they gambled and went the wrong way. He's not really injury prone. I don't know what you're talking about. He played his entire rookie season. Listen, okay, let me dispel something here. Would you call Matthew Stafford injury prone? No, he didn't. Not on that last drive. And if he didn't call timeouts, then why weren't they using them? Yeah, that's a false narrative. That's incorrect. That's not true. And I'm about to explain to you why that's not a very good narrative. One injury doesn't define somebody's career. Tell me, is Matthew Stafford injury prone? No, he's not. He started injury prone. Actually, he missed something like fucking 30 some odd games in his first 3 years. Now, Jimmy G has had more injuries than Wentz, but we don't say that Jimmy G is injury prone for some reason. Despite having 2 season-ending injuries, Wentz has had 1. Wentz, again, I've already explained the back injury thing. The back injury was precautionary. It was done because they were 5-6 and their team was garbage. Wentz had a magic run at the end of there. Wentz has only missed 8 career games, right? I'll read the numbers and I'll show you. I mean, I could show you. I mean, if you prefer to see it, I could show you. A lot of people don't believe me on these, but that's totally cool. When I do this. So you say he's an injury-prone player. In his rookie year, he played and started in all 16 games. He missed 3 games the next year and 5 games the following year and none last year. Yeah, Ben's a crazy motherfucker, though. That's 8 games. That's like not a lot of games. It's not really injury prone. That's not injury prone. I don't know. That doesn't seem injury prone to me. All right, well. Is that the end of that? Can we stop doing that? Can we stop calling him injury prone? If he plays in a full 16 this year, despite that offensive line, and despite last year's offensive line woes, Is he not injury prone anymore? When does he stop being injury prone? Agree to disagree on what? He's missed fucking 8 games. You're just incorrect on this. I think, man, I don't know what injury, Saquon Barkley's more injured than Saquon Barkley's going to miss more games in his whole career than Carson Wentz ever has this season alone. Anybody who missed more games in their career than Carson Wentz is more injury prone. So I can just say that now. Matthew Stafford's injury prone. Julio Jones is injury prone. Like 8 games. Jimmy Garoppolo, Sam Bradford. Yeah, Sam Bradford is an injury-prone player. And he's nowhere near it. Like, go look up the start. Like, want to see something crazy? Matt Stafford and Carson Wentz had weirdly similar starts to their injury problems. But Stafford's was a little bit more severe, and then it curved out. If you don't believe me, Stafford is considered one of the toughest guys. Yeah, not last year when that was post after I changed my mind about him. And I don't accept when people say they defended, because the only thing people defended against me was that Allen was good. My stance on Allen was that he needs to develop his accuracy, and he did that. So, and defended me against Wentz? What? I've never been anti-Carson Wentz here. So I don't understand what you're even saying, Anonymous. I don't think you could ever even find a clip of me saying anything bad about Carson Wentz on this channel. We're team Carson Wentz here. We have been. I'm not even mad. Like, I wouldn't have. No, I don't think that's me you're defending Carson Wentz against. I don't think you can find me saying a negative word about Carson on this channel. You'd be hard pressed. If you could, congratulations. But I don't think in 2 years I've said a damn negative word about the guy. But I guess if you want to claim Allen when I've been completely right about Josh Allen the entire time. But most people don't want to talk about that. Because no one ever brings up about, at the start of last year when I was the only one defending the Bills, when I was saying the Bills are a better team than the Jets, when everyone was going, no, the Jets are a better team. They signed Le'Veon Bell and C.J. Mosley. Rob. The Bills aren't nowhere near the Jets. Josh Allen sucks. That was what most people said 2 years ago, right? And then old Rob told everybody, no. The Bills are going to be the second best team in the AFC East. I said, and they're going to be a playoff team. Anybody who watched my channel in the beginning knows those like that. That was my view. And then as the season went along, I went, holy shit, this guy is horribly inaccurate, and it's worse than last year. And then it slowly got better as the year went along. But it never got above 60%, like in any games, and he didn't throw for 300 yards. I went, oh my God, he's not developing. And then out of this year, out of nowhere, he like developed in 2 years. Like, it's like no development between year 1 and 2. And then all the development he was supposed to do over year 1 to year 2 to year 3, he did it from year 2 to year. It's just crazy. You ran Foles? Huh? No. The fuck are you talking about? You're just making shit up, Anonymous. Nah, you have me mixed up with someone else. I've never been a Foles guy. What? I was one of the few people that actually defended the Bills 2 years ago and said they would make a playoff run. And their problem was Josh Allen. That was what I said. Yeah, I was wrong about Josh Allen, but he developed accuracy. Usually you don't develop that, by the way. It's like the hardest thing to make a quarterback develop is accuracy. It genuinely is. So I thought his career was over. I was wrong. So what? But no, the Eagles? Nah. I've never said Foles before Wentz. No. I would never want Nick Foles running my football team before Carson Wentz. Why? Why would I want a slower, less athletic, worse armed quarterback? Ugh. And number one, I wouldn't take a non-ginger before a ginger. Like, I look more like Carson Wentz than I do Nick Foles, so I'm going to be supporting Carson. Like, I'm good. I like the Eagles. I'm always not. I don't like them. I'm a Carson Wentz guy. But yeah, Josh Allen. I got it wrong with Allen. I fucking shit the bed with Josh Allen. It happens. But yeah, I did say Allen was the problem for the Bills. And I was right last year, by the way. You can't even say I was wrong last year. No, Josh Allen was the problem for the Bills. Like, was he not? They averaged 20 points a game last year, and he had a 58 completion percentage. He lost them games last year. So my problem is he improved the offensive line, or he improved the accuracy. Don't know how the fuck he improved that. I genuinely don't understand how he did that. Like, usually you don't fix what he fixed. Like, the way he fixed it and how he fixed it. I don't know. I don't know what he did. Nobody knows. I've spent time looking this up. Nobody knows what quarterback gurus he's seen. Nobody knows. I don't even think he's seen that. I think he just plays football better now. I just throw the ball better. I'm Josh Allen. Yeah, getting Diggs. I'm being facetious, by the way. I know what fixed this motherfucker. What fixed Josh Allen was Diggs. Diggs can get the overthrows. That's always been Josh Allen's problem, is he overthrows receivers, and Diggs is just too fast. Yeah, no, that's unreal. That's unreal. And it's also playing bad teams. Just saying. It is playing shit teams. But he did stop over. He genuinely stopped whipping at 90. Well, yeah, Brown's good too. Yeah, Diggs should win MVP of the NFL. If you're gonna give any Buffalo Bills player the MVP, it's Stephon Diggs. Come on. Diggs is the reason that Diggs is damned good. Yeah. Why was Allen getting MVP support for beating the Jets and Dolphins? Yeah, I don't know. Because people are very excited, especially the media. Yeah, Gilmore has COVID. That was way earlier. Why was Allen getting MVP? Yeah, that was, I don't know. Because the media, especially the New York media, is very, very, very excited to finally see the potential fall of the Patriots. I've noticed that teams that do stuff to New York sports in any capacity are treated like villains in the media, because most of the sports media is run through New York, and that's just the bias towards New York, and you can kind of see it in the way that they react to cheating scandals. The Patriots, a team that's victimized New York teams, especially their precious fucking Jets, and their precious fucking Bills. Yeah, it's all shitty out there. They're shithead motherfucker. They paint us as the most cheating motherfuckers in sports media. That's how they portray us. When they never talk about how the Vikings are almost annually busted for pumping in crowd noise like the Falcons are. Like, that's an annual punishment for those two fucking teams, and nothing ever comes of it. No one even knows. And like, and it's it is what it is. I understand it. I understand how media works. You got a guy who loves the Jets or he loves the fucking Bills, and he's like, fucking finally, fuck this team. It's the same thing why the Astros are being overly vilified for the cheating scandals, because they fuck the Yankees. You really think any team that fucks the Yankees is about to get away with something smooth in sports media as soon as they could see a possible cheat? Oh, fuck no. Why do you think the sports media doesn't talk about the fact that the Yankees have a sealed letter that probably has some foul-ass shit that it's on the same scale as what the Astros were doing? That shit got sealed up by baseball, and then baseball, the Yankees are fighting it, and the media won't talk about it because they're like, we don't want to do that. Media protects certain teams, yes, and it goes after fucking Boston sports. Oh, Boston sports. They can't make one mistake or else that fucking pesky New York media comes flying in to fuck them. It's pretty bad. The Vikings just got their stadium 2 years ago. Yeah, that new one. It's they should rename it the fucking walkie-talkie stadium with the way they just pump in crowd noise. And their fans embrace it the way they cheat about that shit too. They're like, hell yeah, we do. And it's just like, I wish we could brazenly cheat New England without getting half of our team taken away with draft picks and suspensions and fines and a fucking criminal and a near goddamn Supreme Court fucking ruling on footballs. Isn't it if I'm not mistaken, what was I thinking? I'm getting really tired. So I'm starting to like lose my trains of thought. Need to hire the Astros manager. Yeah, they do, Coyote. You got to get up at 7. Yeah, I got to get up pretty early too, at like 8. I got some shit to do tomorrow. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I completely just lost. I'm tired. I think the dabs are wearing off and I'm ready to go to bed. Equipment violation. Yeah. That shit really was almost a Supreme Court case. The Brady situation. That went that far in appellate court. That motherfucker shit was going to go to the Supreme Court. The NFL was really going to take that shit to the Supreme fucking Court. That's how much the NFL will. That's how fucking far they'll take it against the Patriots. I would wait for like tomorrow because I'm going to be going to bed here and once I'm done streaming Anonymous. So it'd fall on deaf ears, my friend. At least for tonight. I'm getting pretty tired. I'm completely losing my trains of thought as I'm going. I'm going to go to bed. If you want to take like in the morning or like tomorrow evening, that would be totally fine. I'm going to just be out soon. I'm like pinching my arm to stay like somewhat cognizant right now. Yeah, Coyote, if they fire Patricia and Quinn, yeah, just trade Stafford. Don't put him through another fucking rebuild. Don't put him through like a 5th regime change. Just trade him. Trade him down to Dallas. Dangle him out in front of the fucking Cowboys, see what we can get for him. Just send him home. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm genuinely really tired right now. I don't know what happened, but like in the last 5 minutes, I've become very tired. And honestly, it's because I've been going to bed a little earlier. Oh, we hitting this. I'm all right for now, man. I appreciate that offer. And if it wasn't COVID right now, and I have kind of a real fear of it, so if I'm not doing anything for the next few months. Like as it's getting worse again, I'm kind of like Stafford to the Colts if Rivers retires. That wouldn't be a bad move either. I appreciate the offer though, man. I'm kind of being a pussy about COVID if I'm being honest. It's a good excuse to be a pussy and not have to do anything, but it's also I've got pretty weird immune system issues where I get sick pretty like it's a problem. But I have chronic bronchitis, if that makes sense. And this is the time of year where my bronchitis it's like this weird, like there's like this time of year, and then between January and February is when, if I get bronchitis for the year, that's when I'll get it, is those 2 times. And my foot, dude, and it feels like I'm heading down that terrible path of having to deal with that this year. And I'm like, motherfucker, really? I'm going to have a lung problem? And it's like, oh, that's fun. Yeah, you'll hear it in my cough, by the way. It sounds like it's like a whoop. It sounds like I have whooping cough. It's really brutal when I start coughing. And if I'm having a bronchial flare up, that's why you shouldn't have kids when you're 60 or in your 50, late 50s. You have some fun with me. It's warm here. Hell yeah. Fucking. Like I think that's just a product of coming from old ass jizz. When my dad was 50 something when he made me. I think I'm unfortunately, like, that's just a drawback of coming from old people. Like, my mom's young, but my dad was really old. Like, he's like damn near 60 when I was created. So I don't know. I think I'm just a product. I just got some shit I got to deal with from rusty parts. All right, man. I'll text you back when I get in everything, or when I get up in the morning. I'm completely gone. I need to sleep. Thank you again, though, everybody, for stopping by. I appreciate it very much. I hope you have a good rest of your evening. Let me check my shit here. What's going on? My phone's been fucking acting up. I had to do some shit with my messaging because I had to disable the notifications on this thing because I had a problem with, I'm getting a lot of calls from a bunch of motherfuckers. And they're like, yeah, that's a problem. And in the cold, is when it fucks me. But all right, everybody, have a good night. And yeah, I have to make it so I can get texts in again. I turn a lot of shit off because I've been getting a lot of like political texts, and I text them back like, quit texting me. I'm fucking voting who I'm voting for. And they go, who are you voting for? And it's like, ugh. And I'm like, you vote for Trump if you motherfuckers don't fucking leave me alone. About to fucking waste my whole vote and vote Nader. I'll fuck this whole thing up. Vote Kanye if these people don't leave me alone about this shit. I'm not playing games with these people either. It's like, seriously, if I get about 7 or 8 texts a day. But all right, guys, I have to get out of here for sure. Now I'll talk to you, man. I'll talk to you about all that. I'll let you know, man. But all right, everybody, thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day. I do appreciate everyone coming by. I like very much. And yeah, I gotta get to sleep. I'm fucking saying random shit right now. All right, guys. Yeah, and I also can't think clear right now, Anonymous. So I'll have to think about that a little bit with clearer head. I've only been staying up till like 12:30, so I'm completely beat right now. All right, everyone. Peace out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We have Thursday night football to look forward to. So peace out. We got Broncos and Bears and the Rays. No, fuck, dude. Yeah, I'm out. Peace out. I don't fucking know. It's football.